Hello and welcome to the Off-Grid Dev Stream. Thanks for bearing with us. I'm 10 minutes overdue. I always press the wrong button, basically, is what seems to happen. We're back with another of our dev streams where we do some modding on the community mod for Off-Grid that we've been supporting along with McFly to make CCCamp, Europe's biggest hacker camp, to remake it in Off-Grid and its modding tools. So, without further ado, I will say hello McFly, are you there?
Hello.
Thanks for joining
How are
us.
you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Had one of those long days, but it's going pretty well. How about yourself?
Yeah. Good. Long working day.
Yeah.
Just realizing that the description of the stream is in Chinese, but I think that can be edited after that.
Yeah, okay. I thought I had edited that,
Yeah, fixed it. The title is in English.
Right. What I do need to do is lower the volume for the game, which is a lot louder than our voices currently. See whether that's better. So, have you been saving the world in your day job?
Yeah, well, I'm in security, so
yes.
we're getting close to an audit, so that means lots of paperwork.
Lots of paperwork. Yeah. I can imagine the paper trail for writing up reports when you find something that's problematic is not.
Yeah, you can automate that, but like having an audit actually in-house, you can't automate.
So what I was going to start by doing was introducing people to a bit of Off-Grid, because we may well have people who are new to seeing the game. It being Steam Games Festival and us being a game that's taking part.
Do you want to share your screen?
Is it not showing up properly?
Nope.
Oh, you mean share it with you over our channel?
Yep.
Go. See that?
Yes, that looks like a screen.
Stuff. Well, it's a little quiet on the Western Front actually, in comparison to the last two streams that we've done, which had much bigger numbers, folks watching. So I have to hope that a few more people pile in and ask us a bit about modding Off-Grid.
Yeah.
Just jump into my Discord. But so, for those of you who are stumbling across, or might be about to stumble across Off-Grid for the first time, essentially, Off-Grid is a stealth hacking game where hiding your person and your data is more important than taking on other characters in combat. It's all about kind of working out the smartest way to get around people and whether you can manipulate their behavior. So yeah, McFly, we've been building CCCamp for, well, not consistently, but we started it about 8 months ago, right? Back in August last year. Longer.
But we also had quite a break in there.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So CCCamp is one of Europe's biggest hacker camps, right? It is Europe's biggest hacker camp. Is that right? So,
I think it's the world's biggest hacker camp.
world's biggest. There you
Yes.
Is it 5,000 attendees, 10,000 attendees?
It's 6,000 guests, from what I know, and that means there is some
That doesn't include
some more people. As yeah, we're going to volunteer-run organization is not small, so it's a noticeable amount of people hanging around together, and yeah, you meet other people. Yeah, you mostly do socialize. I mean, there's talks, there's workshops, there's all the things for the people who don't really know anyone and doesn't know what to do. But for the vast majority of the people, it is meeting other people.
With like interests.
Yes, with like interests and people that you can share things with.
Does my audio sound okay to you?
Yeah, that sounds good. And I think we just had another viewer. Omen is back.
Cool. Hey, Omen.
So yeah, it's you drink together, you have party together. It is you need to imagine this like a big festival, but instead of musicians, you have hackers giving talks, and this doesn't mean that there is no musicians. Like there is actually several people who do weird live band acts from usually rather weird bands.
Well, I mean, I've been to algo raves as well. You get people doing all kinds of experimental music with computers as well, right?
Yeah. And like the ones that last time were like in Milliways, we had the people with the oscilloscope that make music that looks nice on an oscilloscope and looks nice in or sounds nice as sound. You have people drinking beer, cocktails, making food. I mean, it's camping, right? So, I mean, Milliways is a bit more extreme, which is the main of the village that you see here. Milliways goes batshit crazy, so that means our camping equipment is a 12-ton truck. And we bring a lot of food and other things in there to just have a nice time. And I think that is one of the ideas that you can have in such an event.
I think one of my favorite moments taking part in Milloway was when on like the first day we had some of the most impressive
come back here.
I've ever had, but out in the middle of a field in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So it's never done by halves.
No, that was by Cobalt, I think.
Yep.
And yeah, it's there we have a Lauri. He got you. We need to give him a different behavior today.
We are, well, yeah, I think that's what we should do. We should try and get him set up as an NPC in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, at the moment he's basically running around and tasing people, which is totally not Lauri.
No, exactly. Yep. Omen says, "All nice. All nice as in all nice to the sushi, or all nice to something else McFly was explaining."
Yeah, the sushi in a field is also very interesting, like given the challenge of actually preparing proper sushi in there, but we also make proper handmade burgers. Yes, which is another thing.
Sushi in kind of summer heat without proper refrigeration.
Yes, and we possibly also should tell people that should build the refrigeration trailer. Still. We have usually burgers. Yeah. We have burgers, proper burgers, handmade burgers with handmade buns. Like, I mean, we bake our own sourdough bread.
Yep.
For the camp, on the camp. Like, we bring a whole bakery.
come and look at the kitchen area where the bakery is. Maybe try and
Yes.
set up a hackable oven or something in the
Oh, the hot oven all have USB interfaces today.
Yep.
So that's actually quite an idea. That's the kitchen. That's not the bakery. Bakery is the second tent.
Oh, okay.
The bakery doesn't have anything yet, so we don't.
So
We could place the oven because the Rovco is there, but it doesn't have colors yet. But it is a bit silver. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's try and find a couple of interesting things to set up, and then we'll try and make them into interest points that Lauri can go and interact with. I was hoping that I could actually swap the player out for a new character, so that we could maybe put you walking around McFly or another hacker friend. But I have I've realised that this build of level kit is before we updated that, so it'll have to be on the next builds, next few weeks that we switch the player character out. But that should be quite fun once we decide who we're actually walking around as.
And we might have a Lauri there.
Yeah,
Possibly.
I mean, have we got a Lauri? Perfect.
Appear to be here, yeah. Can you hear me?
We can
Yes.
hear you, yeah.
Nice to hear you.
Nice to hear you too.
Always nice to hear your voice.
Yeah.
By the way, the bridge you're walking through now has colliders, so
Okay.
you can't walk on anything anymore. I'm just richly walking around on the campsite.
What I need to do is, I think I've got a Lauri avatar somewhere here. Let's make sure we get one up on the stream so that people know whose voice is projecting.
If I'm distracted, it's because my face is falling off, so I'm trying to deal with that and trying to solve the full color theorem for maps.
That's a lot of things to juggle at once, on top of being a live stream guest.
Yeah. So apologies in advance if I make not a particularly fantastic one today. Also have a terrible shortage of alcohol, unless there's some hidden somewhere.
That sounds awful. Yeah, I actually get some kind of virtual pub beverage.
Yeah. The problem with Thursdays is they're about as far away from Fridays as you can get. And that's when I do my shopping. No, I stay up for Thursday.
Just got to find Larry's avatar quickly. There we go. A wild Lauri has appeared. Perfect. Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool.
Well, I'm still having Club Mate.
Even that would go down quite well. It's just not an option here in the COVID-19 hellhole of the UK.
Yeah, I'm not making any comments on.
You should gloat. Gloat at your functioning government.
Well, it's weird because like I come from Germany, and from like a German standpoint, the Netherlands is already kind of fucked up. So I live in the Netherlands now.
I guess it's all relative, but yeah, it's not
Yeah.
fucked up, is it?
All very
You can
relative.
always
Like,
look somewhere else for how it's worse.
At least we're not in Brazil.
yes.
So Lauri,
Yeah, the
we've got a
Netherlands.
version of you running around. Have I shown you that yet?
Oh yeah. Yeah, being a cop, I noticed.
Being a cop, yeah, unfortunately,
being a guard.
The basic AI is only guard AI, so we need to fix you.
What kind of statement about the human condition is that?
Well, what we can do is we can make the story be that currently the player is a massive racist and you're chasing him down.
Okay.
That makes
With
me
a
feel
flashlight in the middle of the day. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'd probably have the more effective tools than a flashlight in the middle of the day, but
that is true. But for now, that's what you've got.
yeah, it's quite good though. It's a powerful beam on that thing.
Yeah, I have to
you.
say I like the flashlight because it gives you an impression already how spotlights later in the game will look when we make a night version of the game.
Yeah, it will look very nice when we start lighting this with all the nighttime goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Jedi says the Steam Festival going well for you guys. Yeah, I think so. We've had quite a few people download the game demo in the last few days. I think we're kind of probably getting to around about 300 people in the last couple of days. Played a bit of off-grid, and some people have said nice things. Some people have reported horrific bugs that I now have to fix. But that's life with game dev. Yeah, Lauri, we've got the speaker pram over here, the techno trolley implemented. We need to work out what. Actually, I might have some music that we can put on somehow.
That would be nice.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I approve music on the techno buggy.
We could probably make the techno buggy hackable and get it to play music by hacking into it. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, let's start with that. Well,
so we should keep the focus on the point
Go on.
that it's a bit today a mod, so we should kind of focus on the stuff that we would hope people will be modding on the game.
Exactly, yeah. So anything that we do today, we're going to do as an example of what we hope that you future players at home, or if you're in the early access testing group, do it now. First access, not early access, sorry. Yeah, we want to be sort of doing stuff that you can go away and do yourselves, which first and foremost will be, actually, Lauri, we need to put a Lauri personality on this Lauri ghost of a person currently, because this is a personality Lauri.
If I had one to offer, I would, but it's sadly lacking one myself.
I gave you a lure file,
maybe
that you could fill out. So you've been given a personality.
Is this Lua file eventually going to be sufficiently advanced that it can take my place on Microsoft Teams when I have to interface with coworkers? just apply the game personality. Yeah, so I'll jump right on that.
It generates, it certainly generates various text messages and tweets on your behalf in the game. So I mean, as long as you think that you can get away with only making 140 character random statements at work, then
I mean that's all I do anyway. So this is quite good. I can make myself entirely redundant, and then I won't have to interact with anyone again. That's pretty much winning the game.
Yeah, automating yourself so much away that the money comes back in automatically, and you only can kind of sit on the balcony, smoke cigarettes, and have a nice day.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
So, right, I guess I need to find whether there is a Lauri personality in this version of the project. There should be, but I don't think there is. So, basically, for those modders at home, the structure of the game is, for the mod, is that we have, I've just closed it there, CCCamp mod inside levels. We expand that out, it has the asset bundles and the content. In the content folder we have the mission script, which is where all the magic happens. And then under that we have agents, apps, characters, conversations, data, devices, graphics, items and materials. And clearly the thing that we're working on today is characters. So I'll open that up. We have character table example, character table apply, and we have a Lauri Love one in here.
Hey.
So let's try opening that then. And this will be like a 20 questions for you, Lauri. I'm going to ask you, what was your first pet's name? What's your social?
Oh yes, sure. Absolutely. Well, if it's necessary for the development of the game, then I must divulge all information.
So motivation.
I did have an idea for the techno trolley. If we get it playing music, it could play music from a device in it inside it that also has Bluetooth or Wi-Fi capability, and we can smuggle that into a corporate event under the guise of giving them some tunes to listen to, and then access some information that way. It's a little sort of Trojan techno trolley.
You'd have to work out
Can
what
you show me
area
the
of, CCCamp you need to infiltrate, because
Well, it's the hidden underground bit where the executives are.
What were you saying, McFly? Can I show you what?
I found that it's shown in the subline. I'm trying to edit the other characters too.
So, Lauri, the first thing we have is stats.
Yeah.
We've got motivation, sociability, and gluttony.
That's about right, yeah.
Gluttony,
Triple the gluttony of the sociability is, I mean, yeah. It's a shame it only goes up to 1, really. I mean.
I actually made Josh, the artist who works with us part time, put blend shapes on all of the cameo characters recently. So before, you cameo guys were just essentially the shape you are. And I just thought that was unfair, really, because all of the other characters can be fat and thin. And so I said, no, you have to make a bloated version of everyone. So if we keep this at 9, it will be Chubby Lauri.
All right, well, I'm currently prototyping that with my lockdown belly. So I can keep you informed on the inches gained per week.
Cool, we'll put you down for a 0.6 for now, then. Tell us if you'll make it to 0.9 in a reasonable time.
Yeah.
Cool. Colours. Favourite colour. Can you give me an RGB value for your favourite colour?
What was that old trick you can do on Internet Explorer where you just type in a random word instead of the hex and it interprets it as a colour? Try a few of those. It'd probably be something purple or green. Those are 2 good ones.
I think we might actually be able to write purple, to be honest.
Yeah. If not, I think the algorithm that Microsoft accidentally implemented for turning random words into hex is probably known.
Well, if you want to look that up, you can.
Colour.
I'll leave the RGB in here for now. Purple's not in my autocomplete for colour.
That's controversial.
Got black, blue, brown, clear. Your favourite colour, clear.
It's purple there.
Yeah, it's just with a capital.
Alright, I see. Dark wearing purple, wearing purple.
We've got Manu in the house. Hello, Manu. Garaffle. Good night.
Jay, the Garaffel. I think he ran away very quickly again.
Did he? Jedi says, I wonder if that would make for a fun multiplayer minigame. Cops versus hackers. Few people running around tasing. Few others hacking the tasers in some way. As long as there are exploits with tasers available, it would probably be amenable. Alright, so your name is definitely wrong here. You're not Miss Diane Fabbot. That was Pathfinder's suggestion.
How do you know my weekend name?
So, Mr. Lauri. Middle name. Do you have middle name? You don't have to disclose it. Do you want to make up a middle name?
Just the letter X, traditionally.
Love.
Yeah.
Nickname. NSH? No, that's screen name, really. We've got
I'd say
places. We've got username, screen name, pet name, nickname, and derogatory name to fill out here. You have to come up with probably 4 examples for each.
I feel I need to outsource this to other people because people who pick their own nicknames kind of are the same as people who laugh at their own jokes. Like, hey, I'm T-Bone.
T-Bone, okay.
don't use that. That was a deliberately terrible example. I'll be right back. I just need to get a bowl of cereal.
Yep. Well, Lau, I think people do shorten Lauri's name to Lau. What else? McFly, can you think of any of Lauri's potential nicknames?
I'm looking down the file a bit further down. Like there's a lot of information going in there.
Oh yeah. You don't have to put all of it in. Obviously, most of it's examples.
Yeah, it's some of that is actually not that bad. Where do you see the color? Ah, there.
It's right at the top.
1, comma. It's 4 values. Is this RGB?
Yes.
No, that must be.
It's RGB. Yeah.
What's the 4th value then?
Alpha. RGBA. Sorry.
Back.
Right.
Deary.
Flies kind of distracted me into talking about something else, and we didn't get to making up any nicknames for you other than Lau, which I call you because I'm from Lauris. Like anytime I pick you up in the car, it's been alright, Lau. Probably the only person that's ever said that to me.
No, I've had Laus before. I used to have quite a lot. You just have more nicknames when you're a kid. I think people stop calling you silly things when you get older. It's a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
LA, I think one of my friends called me. Lal was one of them. That's my full initials.
Yep.
Lal. My artistic skating instructor was convinced my name was Lars, and it just got to the point where it wasn't worth correcting anymore. So I'm guessing, from
Is that a nickname? Is that technically a nickname?
I mean, I was called it.
Naming. Well, we can move on to derogatory name. Does Lars fit into derogatory name? This is the sort of thing that someone might send you a text message and insult you with, in terms of how the game works, how the game uses it. We lost Lauri.
I don't know if he's just thinking.
Sorry, Gaff decided that just likes to disconnect you after a certain number of hours, which
We do have
is a
two
bit annoying.
SHs in, actually.
Yeah, kick the other one out. I mean, that was me. I just lost my 3G connection. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, maybe I
You're
need.
just fine.
Oh.
No, we can hear you.
Yeah, cool. The other one will fade out in a second. Yeah.
Cool. Right. So, yes, the derogatory name. So the way this tends to work is, I don't know whether you remember, but in the game there are kind of messages that the NPCs have appear next to them all the time, and actually those are messages that they're being sent. So this profile, actually a lot of the time the messages are things that people are sending to you. So they'll say, "Hey Lauri, you ingrate cutie pie, what's your favourite website name?" Stuff like that. So you got to think about filling this profile out from the kind of direction of what would be funny for people to be messaging your character about. Does that make sense? And the kind of things that they might say.
Yeah.
So derogatory name is what a funny thing that someone who might message you might say when they're a bit peeved at you, not just what's the most awful thing someone could ever call you. Does that make sense?
I mean, definitely ingrate and reprobate seem to come up quite often. I'm sure if I look through my phone, I'll have a few.
Oh, hang on, I've lost. That's what I was. Second. Getting a lot of bleepy bloops in my headphones, and I realised it's Discord, and I thought it was important stuff I had to run and deal with because often the Discord is on fire and you have to be there for it.
All right.
It's fine. So ingrate, reprobate. I mean, one of the things that I've been having fun doing is just making every single derogatory name rhyme. So ingrate, reprobate, thumb slate.
Thumb slate?
Yeah.
What's a thumb slate?
It's a brand new addition to the dictionary.
Okay. I thought it was archaic thing from traditional tool used in Essex.
Probably is.
Triumvirate.
Triumvirate?
Triumvirate is a word, yep.
How do you spell that?
TRIUMV, irate.
IRAT.
Yeah, it's a political regime ruled or dominated by three powerful individuals known as the triumvirs.
Triumvirate. One last one that rhymes. So, ingrate, reprobate, thumb slate, bad date, triumvirate.
What's the thing? When it floods, there's one for flooding, isn't there? No, inundate, I guess, but that's not. No, inundate, but that's a verb. That's not really a. I'm not too good at it. I don't often win at Scrabble. Not good
People
with
should
it.
start using verbs to insult each other.
I noun you verb.
I think having 5 is probably. Husband, wife, pet name. Well, you don't have a husband, wife.
And your nose about.
Pet name is probably okay. Yeah. What would your nearest and dearest call you in a text message if they were writing nice things to you?
What are the ages of our audience?
That's a good question. Alright. Well, nothing
you
that's
shag.
talks about the length of any particular part of your anatomy.
Oh, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, who's ever been affectionate to me? I'm having to go back a long distance in my memory for this. and half of them would have been in a different language. Let's see,
Well, it can be Finnish words.
Yeah. Right. Is there something we can return to? Because
Yep.
not good at plucking things from categories on the spot. No. Generally, categories of anything I'm useless at. I say.
Right. Usernames.
Mental faculty.
I actually like what tends to get usernames tends to be concatenated with email providers. So like l.love will put as a username. Not Coco. I don't know. Some of these examples are a bit weird.
Henry Hoover.
Henry Hoover. L Love. Mr. Love. Screen names. This is more useful, more fun. So I mean, basically handles. That's
Yeah.
what that gets used up for. So obviously only known aliases to be disclosed in this particular instance.
Yeah, and NSH has been bandied about.
NSH with a small NSH.
Yeah, there's no, yeah, can. People who have capitals in their IRC names are weird. And then Zeb, XEB.
Yep.
What else? An on and a long string of digits, but those days are gone and never happened. So, let's see. I had some funny ones. I did have one with a capital, but that was mainly for a bot. It was avarice.
Well, we could just leave it at that. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Right. Providers can just be made up. What's the best imaginary email provider that you would like to be hosted by?
Moonbase.su. This was the Soviet Union's base on the moon that they had in the late 80s and early 90s, which was a very nice server to be sitting on.
And anything else that's not coolmail?
Coolmail.com. So what? I'm trying to think what the first email I would have been from.
Sure, it was a Hotmail.
No, I had before that. I think I would have had one from FreeServe. That was the first. You only paid local phone charges for.
Freeservers.net.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Favorite websites, game servers, owned game servers. That's not asking you to disclose servers you own.
Well, Wikipedia is probably the website I use the most. Oh, I can actually just do a quick histogram for my elaborate web history.
Nothing that you don't need to disclose, obviously. Kind of.
Yeah, Wikipedia. Is Wikipedia.com?
Probably some legal forums.
Wikipedia is definitely a .org. We can't have you commercializing the internet's fucking information resource. I know you're a hyper objectivist and anarcho-capitalist, but not having any of that. What websites are actually useful? What do I have open at the moment? Oh, YouTube. There's a lot of talks and things on YouTube. SoundCloud is pretty handy.
All right. So
Google Scholar.
So Google is switched out for Scroogle.
Scroogle Scholar. That's even better. Yeah.
Scroogle Scholar. Give us a third one.
Let me just do a little bit of command line wizardry. HTTP to /d/f3 to right. Oh, I forget the there's an orc incantation to do a histogram count, but I'm just gonna Google. Oh, Stack Overflow. I guess that probably comes up.
Yeah. So that's probably a commercial website that we have to rename.
Yeah. So Crack Overflow. Maybe not. Questions for home chemistry.
Overflow.
Code Overflow. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Code Buffer Overflow.
Oh, archive.org. We allowed to use that? That's also that comes up quite a lot.
Probably people
Yeah.
Probably more than happy to.
Yeah. Let's get a bit of a mention.
Out there as a mention, but we'll double check with sort of thing that.
Census.io and Showdown.hq, but maybe.
Yeah, Showdown is definitely a private entity.
Yeah. I think Census are semi-commercial. They started off being kind of research purposes, but I think they do sell things now.
What would you? I mean, you could just try and describe Showdown in a URL.
Search engine for things on the internet. Devices on the internet, services provided by listening ports on the internet. I said name. Just call it. Device search or something. Is it?
Badly configured device search engine.
Well, you can find perfectly configured ones. It's just less fun. What would you call it?
Internet of shits.
Yeah, that is true.
Box grep. Box grepper.
Boxgrep.net. Boxgrepper.net.
Yeah.
So they call themselves the search engine for Internet of Things. If you go to the website, so we should just really call them the search engine for Internet of Shits.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right, marital status. Bit personal. Single.
Unmarried.
Married.
Unmarried, not a subscriber to state-sanctioned partial religious patronage of relationship statuses.
We're not passing on any judgment on those who are.
But if you're married and you like it, then that's cool.
I'm just going to write that out. Unsubscriber to the
state-sanctioned partial patronage of particular religions as the overseers of human relationships.
long one.
Particular religions.
As the arbiter, did you say?
Yeah, arbiter's good. I said overseers, but arbiter's better. Arbiters of
Human relationships.
yeah.
That's
the
probably
word?
not going to fit on anything. Can't imagine what the procedurally generated text message that it's created is going to do. We'll see.
Hopefully it'll overflow and we'll get some quirky behaviour.
Right, family stuff obviously kind of can skip out, or I mean, your dad is a known name. It'd be nice to have him in there if you're happy to put
He's the Rev, yeah.
the Rev.
The Reverend Alexander Bar. Well, now the post-COVID Reverend COVID-19 survivor, record holder for most use of NHS resources in Suffolk. It was really sweet actually. We got a call from one of the critical care nurses checking up on him. I think they had something like resembling Stockholm syndrome. It was 10 weeks in hospital.
Yikes. You can just say which of these. Do you want to put any other relatives in?
No, especially. Well, I'd probably have to ask, I think.
Let's get them out.
Aiti, haluan call your Belisa. She can't hear me. I'd have to actually explain the concept of being in a video game.
You probably would,
to some extent.
Do you have a pet at the minute?
Do I have a pet?
I mean,
I have various powerful people that I treat as pets. No animals. No, we're a bit what's the word? Not welcoming of animals in this house, sadly. There's some lovely cows that live on the solar farm and little sheep, so I go give them some love every time I run around the solar farm.
I'm just going to make up a random address. 600
1779 Pennsylvania Avenue. Is it 1779? White House.
Where's that?
White House.
I was going to say.
I think it's not 1779 because that would be too funny. I think it's 1600 one.
Yeah, it could be 1600.
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I mean, what? Imagine if your house 1599 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Especially in the US, where the first two digits are usually the block.
Yeah.
Postcode.
DC 2500.
Oops.
I'm in the bunker.
So it would be 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and the postcode would be 2500.
Yeah, 20500. Sorry.
Do you want to add any? I mean, obviously not social security numbers. Obviously, usually these are for fictional characters who we're socially engineering. So, do you want to put in your birthplace? Is that a known thing? Finland?
I wasn't born in Finland. Let's see if it is actually known. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It says born United Kingdom, but I was born in Burnley General Hospital in Lancashire. So I've been told. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't, recall the event, so I'm taking this on faith. But I think I've seen it in a birth certificate. It's not.
Doesn't your ID card say so?
It's the It does say it on my passport and my driver's license, I believe. But the town we actually lived in was called Bake Up, which is only funny now when I think about it. It's gonna go bake up.
If it was near Burnley, then it was said with the northern accent as well, which makes it even.
Yeah, bake up, bake up. Shall we bake up?
Shall we bake up?
Right. Shall we bake up?
Shall we bake up, love?
That's what I like to do when I wake up.
What's an awful fictional name for a bank? Would be funny.
Fictional. Let's see what the offenders list.
So in the tag, you're always having I see the exclamation mark, like the dash, then birthplace. So that is the same value that you use in the tag. Do I see that right?
Yeah, that's right, usually. I mean, some of them are... basically, you can put anything in. That's the fun thing about this, is like, you can make completely new fields up for yours, McFly. And then as long as we make some text message templates that use those tags, then they'll be useful. If that makes sense.
What's this long identifier?
That is apparently your Scroogle advertising ID.
I see. Okay. Good fictional name for a bank. Bank of Orion would be pretty good.
Bank of Orion, yeah. Right, yeah, I mean, loads of this stuff So, here's an example
Flamboyant.
Here's an example of stuff that I like. It's like pseudocode, where you kind of write comments of stuff that you're never going to implement. I don't know whether...
I was wondering how you were going to implement flamboyance of vocabulary.
Well,
it's
not impossible. It just needs to be
I suppose,
score, right?
Yeah, we did actually do this once in one of the IRC channels I've been in for 15 years. There's extensive logs, and we worked out how we sort of counted people's vocabularies basically, and scored people for that. And then but you could go further than that, and you could say how weighted is the distribution. So people's regular the distribution you expect people's vocabulary would be sort of one of these long tail power law things, where most words are the 100 most common, then 200 most common, and then you'll have slightly specialer people who somehow aren't clever enough to use a common word and use a ridiculous esoteric word instead, and they will have a longer tail, or even possibly like a little bump where there's
Well, so the idea here was that kind of thing may well be what we push into the grammar model for the procedurally generated messages.
Yeah.
So that it does very much feel like different characters speak in different ways. At the moment, they use similar sentences, or similar sentence templates, but the sorts of things that they plant into them are unique to them, based on their relatives or their interests or whatever else. So, who knows? Maybe one day that'll get elaborated on. It's sort of thing that you can probably toy around with forever. What are the kind of moods that you are likely to express?
I see. Antisocial, overwhelmed, exuberant, manic. stoned. What moods do I have? Deferential, or trying to be helpful. And then wrathfully indignant.
Go, perfect. Actually, I misspelled it. Exclamations. Favourite swear. This is actually, again, and this is where it's badly badly written in some ways from this reverse profile perspective. It's actually sort of things that people might say to you that are swears. And also, I've actually taken to making this as PG as possible, so
Yeah.
I make rhyming lists.
Okay.
Same.
I don't feel that I'm going to have much input into this then. It's
No, exactly. I mean, yeah. Try and find an example of a good one.
I mean, you've got to have a Willikers in there, haven't you? If you're doing PG, G Willikers. Willikers.
Never even. Where's
Have you not heard of G Willikers? G Willikers. I mean, it's a sort of an American thing, but I don't know where. It's the kind of thing you get in the 80s animated Batman.
Yeah.
You know, Robin would say, "Gee Willikers, Batman, that bad guy sure is pretty much a bad apple."
That's WILLIKERS.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Urban Dictionary says a humorous or outdated extension of G, which is a euphemism for Jesus. There's funny ones in Finnish actually. In Finnish, almost all of the adult swear words have child equivalents, and the children are expected
To use the child equivalent.
It's quite sweet.
Effectively.
Yeah. So that everyone swears the same amount. It's just like you sort of graduate to the adult swear words at a certain point.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense, does it? I mean, sort of having a little one of my own, that's one of those things where you kind of like, yeah, but if I'm saying heck, I might as well say hell. And
yeah,
if I'm saying hell.
No, if I'm saying, well, I might as well go all the way. Words have charges though, and charges connect minds to the feeling space that is in the collective unconscious.
There you go. But the thing is, if you know what you're replacing it with, surely your mind is still connected to the bad one.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's more indirectly. So there is like a proxying has effects.
As occurred.
Yeah.
So, some exclamations that might go at the beginning or the end of a sentence.
Now.
Well, you just said. So put that in.
Yeah, that's the thing. What's the PG equivalent of feck's sake? Can we say feck's sake?
Yeah. I think so.
Just the general exasperation. I like how you X'd that. I was going for a CK in my head, but feck's sake, that's quite good. We'll go with that. That's the neologism. How do I punctuate things?
General exasperation. Might even be at the beginning of a sentence.
Yeah.
These can always be elaborated on. Future.
Yeah.
Courses. So prefixes is pretty sort of universal. Well, okay. See, they're kind of things in agreement or in hesitation that you might use as sort of partial phrases.
How do you mean? Oh, for verbal time ticky and well things. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just the general ones, I guess. What up?
Okay. Yep.
I'm not. That was me doing a bit of a Rick and Morty thing there.
No, it is good.
So I'm just going to search through how many lines of IRC chat that I've spoken to see if there's anything that I do commonly end with.
Yep.
End sentence with. 120,727 lines. Bloody hell.
That's called not keeping the logs.
Well, this is free node, so you just assume that it's all logged anyway.
Favorite hashtags?
Not a fan of the hashtags, to be honest. In general, find them a bit obnoxious. Good idea. Oh, that's pretty cloud. I need to go inspect some pretty clouds. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Do you want to be mentioned in a video game? Do you want to be mentioned in a video game as a family member?
Perfect background conversation.
Yeah.
You can mention me as the very good part.
That's the. Okay, so Mum says that she can be mentioned in the game as long as it's the very good part of the family influence. I don't know what that implies about Dad.
It's all a cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's fine.
She's actually my handler for Finnish state intelligence. I can confirm, by the way, that there are some pretty sunsetty clouds here in Suffolk.
It also looks very nice here.
Yeah. Pardon me. What? I'm forgetting how... Oh no, I'm not forgetting how grep works, I'm just forgetting the flag. I should sort by count. Sort to Unix to C. Unix to C.
I'm gonna write. I haven't quite worked out how this is gonna work, so I'm gonna write a code comment that says Larry's mum can only be referenced if she's the best part of the game.
Wow, this search came out different to what I was expecting.
Yep. All right. Noted. Where were we at? We were... Okay, we're getting into the interesting stuff now. Not a fan of the hashtag. Sayings.
I have such bad autobiographical memory. What are my sayings? Worst things happen at sea. That's the thing that comes up a lot. The most common thing I have ended sentences with on IRC is a smiley, a colon and a right parenthesis, and then the word lol, and then two dashes to end a block quote, and then it. I. A lot of sentences end in I, or just the utterance I. He comes up a lot.
Right. Well, this is all gold. I should be doing this properly then. So.
Yeah. USD. Why have I ended 235 utterances with the word USD?
Oh, ended.
Is that me talking about money? Yeah. Is this the final word? I've just grepped through all of my lines and then picked out the final word and then sorted them by frequency. There's just the person, the emoji of somebody with their hands in the air joyfully, the backslash s02ep07. That's one that comes up quite a bit. Derp comes up quite a bit. Crack, that's a general way that I say hello or
You're gonna have to slow down.
ask what's going on.
I've got to get all these in.
Drink more coffee.
So,
Pathfinder. I don't know where is Pathfinder tonight. He's got this like mega potent coffee. All right.
Oh,
what did it break?
Character.
You just put it in twice, don't you? Just put another one in. Oh no. Right, so now I'm going to talk exclusively in a language made out of backslashes, and you won't be able to do anything about it. I will be uncapturable in Unity. You can probably use a funky Unicode one instead. Let's find one. Unicode /. Reverse Solidus. There you go. That's what you want. You can even get even more lax ones that are lower angles than 45 degrees. Full width reverse Solidus. That's what you need. I'll just paste it into the chat here. Grab a few of these. Yeah. There's as many as you need. That's like 10. That should keep you going. Let's see if we can find the forward Solidus just to balance it out.
Yeah, that works. It looks a bit weird.
No, I'll just get the other one from the other side. hold on. Right, I'll give you the balancing one for the right. These are funny. Sometimes, as ridiculous as it sounds, you can use these to hack because sometimes you have XSS filters that detect you backslashing, escaping something, and say no, and then later on you have something that canonicalizes Unicode. It's most often quotes, like funky quotes into normal quotes, the little curly quotes that posho literary people use, that canonicalizes them into regular quotes.
Put posho in your favourite swears.
Yeah, not actually a word that I use that often.
You just used it. So.
Yeah, well, I was trying to think of what is the word for literary, I guess snob, literary snobs, but aesthete, people who like their typography to be all pretty.
So, crack.
Yeah.
Crack at the end of usually, I assume.
Well, crack is sort of hi, hello, what's up? Or the word for the situation or the thing that the happenings
also,
and the.
What's your Gaelic spelling?
No K on the end. Just CRAIC. Craig. The etymology.
What are some of the other? You said loads of stuff, and I was kind of well behind because I was making new tables while you were doing it.
What did I say now? Right. When I was reading through the list, I as a general, acknowledgement or affirmative. Derp as a response to the silliness of things. Imho when I say something that I know is definitely true, but I'm just caveating it for the benefit of delicate people that don't appreciate genius.
McFly was describing me in a different way earlier. British people never say what they mean. That's what McFly said.
There's a funny opposite one. There's a funny opposite one to that where you sometimes say "I'm sure" at the end of something to indicate that you're not sure. You say, "Oh, it'll rain tomorrow, I'm sure." But it's kind of a weird paradoxical one. Mebbers, MEBBES. Oh, and deal with. Yeah. It's Glaswegian. That's one word. DEALWAEIT.
Deal is spelled normally.
deal, and then wait. Yeah, you got to. Yeah, do it. But it sort of comes out as one syllable. It's like do it. Sure, why not? Is another one-word contraction, or dubious acknowledgement of what someone's saying. Rumhad, which is the command that triggers the ASCII art mushroom cloud and death to America. We smuggle that into the game somehow as like a final winning screen.
We can definitely put that. Well, have I shown you
But
the
he's-
ASCII art on devices? It's quite limited in the character set, but we have got ASCII art in.
Excellent.
You can even make
Implemented.
ASCII art.
I think I implemented a new ASCII art recently. Oh, it was Goatsy, yeah. Let's see what that looks like.
Any last ones?
I think Gubbins is a good one. That's the innards, the squishy entrails of a thing.
I thought that
Mechanical
McFly might have
or
not liked
abstract.
my impression of him, but it's that he's muted himself.
Oh, is he?
I'm
Does he
sure
know
he's
this?
not
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear my McFly impression?
Yes,
Was it
It was
8 out of 10? 9 out of 10?
it was okay.
Oh, we were on sayings. Worst things happen at sea.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Right down at the bottom now. Let's see. Oh, cool! It's also got all of the URLs that I've ended sentences with. Yeah, don't know. Wi-Fi over Canon. Don't know what the context of that was. Can you see what?
Quotes. Favorite quotes.
Oh, I used to have loads of quotes on the wall. They were all
What's
like
the difference between a saying and a quote?
Quote would be
quote
by
is always
someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd
Saying
be
can
the
be
thing.
you or someone else.
Like the things that you put in your .sig file back in the Usenet days of quotes that you appreciate. What is it? Liberate te ex inferis is my life motto. Liberate and then te yourself, ex from inferis, hell or inferno. This is my general life mission. Repeatedly. No, inferis.
X is from.
Yeah. Liberate te ex inferis. It's also a name Lagwagon song, but in English. Liberate yourself from hell. Other notable quotes that I've used. I used to have quite a few of the Latin ones.
I think we really should do this, but we also should pay attention this stays interesting for the watcher on the YouTube.
Yeah, well, we're nearly done with this anyway. I mean, to be honest, I think that most of Larry's answers are quite funny, so I'm sure they're entertaining enough.
What else? I honestly pissed off my mum and dad when I was 15 or 16. I wrote all of these quotes on the wall. Some of them were quite controversial. It was like Diderot, one of the French revolutionaries, said the world will only be free when we have hung the last king with the entrails of the last priest. I think that might be a bit.
That's okay.
I think I would caveat that one these days. That was just me rebelling against the rev. But what else did I have? Mens sana in corpore sano. Mens sana in corpore sano. Healthy mind and healthy body.
And paste that.
Yeah, hold on. Sana incorpore sano. Obviously, this is just an expression of massive hypocriticality at this point, but that was Descartes. I had one by Poincaré, which was...
What did Descartes know about healthy minds, healthy bodies? He changed his mind about that one. Pretty much straight away.
Yeah, I think it was Descartes. I think it's just a generic saying, but it is associated with one of the philosophers. Oh, it's a satire from the Roman poet Juvenal. Oh, that's better. Poincaré said it is by deduction that we prove, but it's by intuition that we discover. That's quite a good one.
Okay, cool. Right. So, favourite foods. These are easier.
Yeah, cashew nuts, dark chocolate. What do I eat? A lot of prawn, cocktail crisps.
Lots of collectives. I'll have to put those in the plural.
Why do things have to be split into singular and plural categories?
The sentences make possibly more sense sometimes.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Here are some cashew nuts. Here is a slice of bread. Yeah. What do I eat a lot of? What's my favourite? I'm trying to think of a real food and not just terrible snacks that I graze on continuously. Quite a big fan of roasts and fry-ups.
Yep. That's weird, isn't it? Fry-up is definitely a singular, but it's...
Yeah.
It's also a plural.
Yeah. Your fry-up is maybe an uncountable because you have some of a fry-up, you would say. Oh no, you could say I had 3 fry-ups this week, so it can be counted as well.
Drinks. Rub mate.
Yeah, if you're offering, what have you got?
I've got lager and blood written.
Rum goes down, Guinness goes down. Oh, we can't mention Guinness, can we?
Yeah.
Nitrogenated stout, the black stuff, yeah. Yeah. I can't actually have as much as the lagers now because I think the gluten is making my body unhappy. But what did I get into recently? I went to some gin recently, some infused gins. That was quite good. And you know, like red wine of the not very pretentious price category. And fine whiskies when other people buy them. Who has a car? You don't have cars driving past you.
It's me.
Is it you?
It is me.
Nobody drives past you. You live like nowhere.
Yeah, I do live nowhere, but unfortunately live nowhere next to a road.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, no, isn't that far?
Right. This is the last bit, and this is actually one of the funny bits. I've broken something by leaving a bloody. Left a curly brace.
Oh, if only you were in some sort of highlighting colour featuring.
What editor do you have there?
What's that?
Which editor is that?
I'm using Atom, which used to be good until Microsoft bought it.
Does it not do balancing of parentheses and braces? Like it will indicate which one.
I mean, I've
it
actually
thinks
got
that-
a little linter down the bottom here that is telling me some basics.
But in Genie, it will sort of it will highlight it as red if it's unbalanced, and if it's balanced, it will highlight it the same color as the one that's on the other side.
Well, it would seem like I've got one extra one, so for that makes sense.
Is it after the past event tags? No.
I'm gonna have to go down them from the top. Let's get your past event and future event things in. Stuff that you would do and do. Past event. Stuff you did.
Wait.
So like the
what do you mean
type of things that the sort of thing that this would be generating is been a long time since I passed event. I better future event.
I'm just being
favourite
put
foods in the middle of them.
Okay. It's been a long time since I left the country.
Yeah.
Not voluntarily. Somebody out of the blue, by the way, some Canadian guy who added me on Facebook out of the blue,
Yeah.
just sent me a message. We don't really talk much, and he just sent me a message saying, "Tell me about your journey to Hamburg in 2014." It's like, that's just the weirdest question I've been asked. So, I don't know. I'm not suspicious of it because he's just sort of an Aspergic guy, but it's just like, how far back did he go in my Facebook history, or how else did he infer that I was? You might have seen that I was. I didn't do anything at CCC. That was last time I got out of the country to Hamburg to go to CCC in 2014.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything official there, so I don't know what trace there is of me going.
I don't even think there's pictures from you.
No.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't post about it at all. You didn't say.
I might have. I probably did. I think, yeah. Probably something along the lines of, I'm leaving the country, and if I don't come back, raise hell because I've been kidnapped.
Right.
I was a little bit paranoid about it because it was after I'd been arrested and before they'd got around to the extradition or the charges. So I called up the British ambassador in Germany, and I think it was in Berlin, and said, I'm going to a conference. Make sure nothing silly happens. Not that I necessarily thought. I just left an answer phone for him. I said, get the people who explain things to you to explain who I am, and make sure there's no silly business. Otherwise, it'll be your neck.
You know who I am.
And not that these things ever actually work in sort of, like physics, but sometimes it makes you feel a bit better, and then
Yeah.
you just imagine it as casting.
I've done something about this. I've done everything I could to stop this going bad.
Yeah.
I won't regret this now. I've left a phone.
You just have to, you just have to treat it as a kind of spell that you're casting, and like through using some poor person's answer phone as a magical device. I'll be back. I need to get a power cable. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. While he's getting the power cable, I'm going to fix these brackets.
What's the game about?
You have to say today and press the door. Also, you've been abducted by the bad guys
Through a little bit like Metal Gear Solid. I don't think you ever played, but like it's a stealth game, and instead of beating people up, you do things like hacking to vending machines or convince them, send messages to their phone to convince them to go the wrong way, and
Here's a good microphone, though.
interface with technology, and you use sort of information as your weapon. But they're just filling in my character attributes.
Lauri,
What's that?
you should have set all of this into the video.
We heard all of that, Lauri. Just.
Oh right, okay. Was that a good description? Bad
It
description?
was. No, it was good. Just so that you know.
Yeah.
Just so that you don't have a private conversation across the other side of the room at any point.
Oh, that's okay. No, I did assume that it was audible. Yeah, I haven't fully explained the game to Dad before. Well, I probably have about 6 times, but.
I think
He says Jack and Lauri.
Yeah, I think that's fixed. So we just need past events, things that you did in the past, left the country, and I've got went on holiday as a future event. Go on holiday.
Yeah. Things I've done in the past. Yeah. It's a bit hard to actually think of this in longer terms because since this whole lockdown thing started, it feels like it's been a million years since I've done anything. Yeah, it's all like, what? There was a person I remember who did things. I think it was me.
So when
I do go we call it running though because jogging is a derogatory term. Not really, but in my head it's like calling table tennis ping pong. It's like, okay, but it's table tennis, you know, like we're professionals.
Oh, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Climbing?
Yeah, a little bit of climbing.
Hack the planet? Been a while since I hacked the planet.
Yeah, sure, why not? let's say that. Isn't a hilarious vulnerability in Telnet for all of the things since the dawn of time that was only discovered a few months ago.
I mean, I used a hilarious Telnet. It'd probably be enough.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just implying that there's some potential planet hacking going on at the present, but I'm not actually hacking the planet. I'm just developing this exploit to reserve the right to hack the planet. What have I not done in a while?
I mean, it can be silly things like charged phone.
Yeah. Visited family, I guess that's sort of implied in the. Well, not for most people, but all of my extended family live rather far away, if not abroad. Yeah.
Always good to do a few of these. Got a haircut.
Oh yeah, no. I did have a social distance trimming trimmer session with Sylvia when she popped by on Sunday, but I haven't had a haircut since. It's the buzzer. When did I last get a nice one? It was from the Turkish people before the BBC Hard Talk thing. Yeah.
Went on BBC Hard Talk.
I went on BBC Hard Talk and gave them some hard talk. It's been a while since I've been into a television studio.
I can just turn the rest of these into future events.
Cool.
That gives us the basis of what's going to make you generate sentences for the stuff. Obviously, this is still kind of. There's still loads that we can flesh out, and maybe when we get around to doing. Well, I guess what I should do actually is show you some of. Oh, hang on. Well, I'm not sure whether I've exposed the templates to the right place for modders yet. So, not. That would get anyway. Yeah. Some probably write down and remember to do. Well, your personality is now partially there. It would mean that when we get you added onto a network, so that's the next thing that we do, is we would go and find the Chaos Communication Camp.
Cool.
We've got Lauri Love, display name, and it's Lauri. You're using the guard.lua at the minute, so this is the thing that we need.
That makes me hold the torch and look around suspiciously.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is actually switch that out for something else.
What is this prefab masculine med open shirt enemy? Because that doesn't seem like my style.
Yeah, so actually it is. It's what our artist for some reason named your model.
Okay.
You are masculine. You are masculine.
I feel judged. I feel judged in many ways.
Judged or seen?
Seen and judged. I mean, that's the problem.
This has been changed to say NPC nowadays in the build, but
Oh, great. I think maybe, yeah.
all I can say.
Since the right wing started using that as a general slur, I think that's even worse than enemy. I'd rather be someone's enemy than the NPC. No, that's fine.
Oh, it is enemy.
No, I mean, when you just read that masculine med open shirt enemy, you just picture one of these like English lager louts in Spain somewhere, you know, with a can of Carling and a sunburn going, "Are you I'll smash up your bar."
But actually,
And I only do that on occasion.
masculine, medium, open shirt.
Yeah, is it an open shirt? Yeah, I guess so. Cool.
Right. So what we've got to do is we're going to have to set up some things to have you walk around and check out. I need to get an example script open for this. There's an NPC called the Secretary in another level. Probably going to be my best bet.
What do we meet? Do we interact?
No, it's.
What, is there a romantic subplot between me and the secretary? That's what I'm angling for here.
I'm going to borrow some of her personality traits to put into yours.
Oh, great! Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, suits me to a T.
Content, agents, office worker.
I worked in an office a few times. Somehow.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to just duplicate this, I think. Just copy all content of it. Drop into here and. Oh, that's. Go into here and we go into the agents area. This we've got office worker example in there.
Yeah. What are the office worker typical behaviours?
Go to the printer, use the filing cabinet.
Chat at the water cooler, hide in the restroom for an hour. I had quite a horrific experience in work experience. I think I told you this possibly on a previous stream, or some of the funnier aspects of it. But leaving aside the fun things that I did that resulted in them asking me to leave, the other main bit of it was me finding it so just overwhelmingly awful that I'd go and hide in the restroom for about an hour. I was like, I'm not going to pretend to file documents. I think that is just part of the job description of working in an office environment.
So the way that this kind of works with the AI is kind of hard to get your head around to start with, but essentially characters need to have world states that they need to achieve, and then they derive goals that can achieve world states, and those goals can be made up of any of the actions they have in their set of actions in the action list here in the pool of actions. So, what's it? Using the filing cabinet, printer, and computer. Goal state is to. Yeah, this is quite complex. Oh, how do I do a simple version of this? Well, I guess actually, let's jump back into the 3D world and plan out what we want rather than trying to do it in the abstract. I think that's usually
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, we've got the 3D world here. We want to work out what you're going to do. I guess you'd go over to somewhere in Whiskey Leaks and drink a whiskey. So we need to make a drink a whiskey roll.
Yeah.
And,
how many whiskies do you have to drink before you can walk through tables?
It actually happens straight away.
Oh, great. You have to drink quite a few whiskies before tables become solid.
Yeah, that's more like it. Right, I'm going to duplicate this office worker example and turn it into Lauri. Up. Okay, so the world states that you're after are going to be things like
Inebriated.
Quite inebriated, yeah.
Got swifty. Got swifty with it.
Yeah, got inebriated could actually just be visiting anywhere that has alcohol, which in the camp is abundant.
Yeah.
Played some tunes.
Dispense techno.
Right, so you're going to go to Whiskey Leaks. So you don't go first rule.
Attend a talky talk, maybe.
Yeah, attend a talk is good.
Watch the Hackers film.
No, I think he should give a talk.
Yeah, I could give a talk, yeah.
Like in the tent, go to the podium and give a talk.
Yeah.
The Watch a Hackers movie in the Rummery tent is still something we need also to make happen there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's enough. I think that gives us 4 things that we can kind of write some pseudocode around. So,
So I'm now a finite state machine.
Basically. Well, this is the nice thing about this version of AI, actually. Is it can't finite.
Okay.
Because it's data driven, you can have new states passed to you by anyone or anything at any time. So
Well, that's
we write the AI
maliciously
here.
open-ended.
Yeah, it's both marvelous and frustrating at the same time.
Yeah.
It basically means that new world states can be passed to you, new goals and new actions. So you can acquire actions from various resources. So you could script a hackable device that you need to interact with in order to gain the right action to complete another thing, or so it means you can make really quite dynamic AI if you want to spend time on it. Makes sense?
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. Sure.
Just thinking, how much work would it take to smuggle in? Do you remember the DCSS scandal?
Yep.
Somebody wrote the code to what was it even for? It was DVD something, copy protection or something, and then they tried to make it go away, and so people just made a million different versions of it, like a haiku version and
I have a T-shirt
things.
of that.
Yeah.
The T-shirt description contained the codes. That was actually kind of the thing.
Nice, yeah.
It was the CCS, and it removed the encryption from the videos on DVDs.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So yeah, something like that. If you had a few hundred lines of code that suddenly powerful people wanted to make go away, could you play this game enough to get some characters to be embedding it somehow? People don't already do that in things like Minecraft. They have whole computery Turing machiney things.
So, insurance.com, we want to replace with maybe something got inebriated, true. Yeah, so you're required to not be inebriated in order to get inebriated.
Well, you say that. Sometimes you could just be fractally inebriated.
That's true. I mean, we haven't put much of a sliding scale in there for that. It's binary, but we'll start on binary.
Yeah. Okay.
This action is going to be...
So it's down with the Bender binary. Sorry.
Drinking whiskey.
Start drinking whiskey.
Find
Start drinking whiskey for me now.
Gogol Bordello.
Yeah. Got to be something in here. Closest I've got is Russian Novichok cooking oil, but I don't think that's going to improve my mind state.
Googling something. Oh, on the wiki. Gestures.
Be right back.
So, I guess I should show people. So when we're writing actions up, we go to the AI gestures page, the wiki, which I'm just sort of holding up over here. And that has a list of animations and gestures that we have in place. Obviously this is going to be an expanding list.
So one of the people we should possibly wake up. Manu, if you're still watching, don't forget, you need to do that at least for you and for Honk, right?
Yep, yeah, exactly. So we want one for drinking, don't we? Upload.
Haha.
I think use coffee machine, we can use gestures.
Yeah.
So we'll just hack that. Audio lines. I don't know whether I've got a list of audio.
I've just appropriated for revolutionary purposes some old speckled hen, gluten-free, which I will have to replace tomorrow. But see how that goes down. Distinctive English pale ale. You don't have enough minions. That's the problem. Speaking of minions, how are your family?
They're good. Yeah. Tiny,
Good. No.
running around.
Yeah. No health problems ongoing. There were some before. No. Oh, good. Clean bills of health. Excellent. Little minions.
Seemingly good.
Yeah. Excellent. Cool. Touchwood.
It's saying very, very fun, hilarious stuff.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, you need to get that all on TikTok. No, don't do that.
Dada, are you a little bit happy?
That's a bit Harry Enfield in Chums. But would you be happy?
He's like, Dada, are you okay? And if I say, yeah, I go, are you okay? He'll go, I'm not okay. I'm a little bit happy.
Love it. So that's good. Must be doing something right.
Yep. Right, I need to find the sound spreadsheet. No master spreadsheet type doodah. There we go. Right, I've got sounds that you can make while drinking whiskey. It's going to be pretty limited. We could make for a joke for now. We could make like a harbour.
What harbour?
Yeah.
What's a harbour noise? Like the noise of a harbour. That's in the.
Of, like the horn on like a boat.
Yes. That's
That.
that's the noise I make when I have some whiskey. Honk if you're happy. Can I just be a geese? Can I just be a bit goose-like? Yeah. Just after a certain number of magical items, I just turn into a goose and just go around honking at people.
Yeah, I need to get onto this generic audio library thing because really kind of making me honk all the time is not really going to be.
Oh, you don't know till you try it. Like, it was the most popular game of a few months ago. Untitled Goose Game.
That's all good. I'm not bad mouthing that. It's just I don't think it will match up with your character.
We just have the game where everything just gets more and more goose-like.
I've got tons of sounds in here, but none of them are going to work. It's got like SSH connection sound. Do we want any SSH connection sound?
This just reminds me of the 90s. He's getting a CD free with a PC magazine and it having like lots and lots of terrible clip art and sound effects. Like exactly. Just going through and listening to them all one by one. And it's like, boing.
That is what this is. I don't know. We're just going to have to put something in for now. I guess maybe we don't. Probably just won't ever get changed. Play laptop download. Let's put a laptop download sound in. See what happens.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the action required for got me. Set up address point. I'd forgotten about quite how long it takes to rework agents and stuff. I don't know how far we're gonna get with this, whether this is gonna be satisfactory end to the stream, or whether I'm going to be good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty late, and we got halfway through rewriting an agent script. Let's try and get some music on the
Yes.
on the
Techno trolley.
That would be is doable. So what we do for that is
Definitely.
do what I did in the script. Mission objects.
It's all remarkably readable.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean just as in Lua?
Yeah.
Plain language. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do quite like that. I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons we chose Lua. It's sort of Python.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find had like an object somewhere. From reception. There you go. If play sound up. Just stuff. There we go. We can set up. Yeah. There we go. Do that. So we'll make. To basically steal that entire code.
Cool. Oh yeah, play sound.trigger event, yep. Probably don't need any doors opening at the
no, but we can change it to changing your world state.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is Chaos Communication Camp mission script. Go and drop this mission object bottom. Mission object. Called Techno Trolley.
Yep.
Stop the interim. If player, then right. So we don't want to necessarily tie that to mission objectives at this point. So let's take Techno trolley. Right. So, sound trigger event. We want to play. No, that'd be on. Oh right, yeah, of course that makes sense. Well, we'll just set this up. Right, we need to go and find some music.
I think this is the moment where Laurie needs to find some music.
We can only do it from the existing library to start with.
What format what file format if I later want to import something into the sound library?
WAV.
WAVs, yeah.
Get me some WAVs, but then what happens is it has to go off to sound designer and he has to plug it into the project and give it the right name and generate a sound bank. At some point, I want to see whether that can be done as a modding thing so that anyone can add any sound. But
yeah,
something that the middleware provider, Audio Kinetic, they make a product called Wise, which is an interactive sound engine type thing. They said, yeah, we really want to make moddable sound, and I've never heard anything else from them.
yeah.
I heard. Oh, it was the other the stream the other night, McFly, that I was like, turn all your mics off. Who's playing a load of techno? And it turned out it was in the game already. I just need to try and find that sound event. But then that's going to be quite things I didn't even know as well.
I think the problem with music is also the point that the music industry will want the money.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got friends who can make tunes on commission for us.
Well, for now, I've got like play action music. We'll just put that on.
It feels like this is coming from Laurie.
No, that's me. I'm playing a track called Hackers, but it's not the one that I'm thinking of. There's one Lauris used to play that was at Seabase, and it's someone playing some sort of techno or trance, and then they just list the name of like famous hacker or like people from the hacking scene. HD Moore, and on all hackers all around the world. It's quite a funny song. I can't remember how to find it.
Level complete, silent intro. Phone in. Here we go. Set station classical, set station upbeat. That's what. Okay. So play me ring on sound set station upbeat 1, 2. This should sure that work. Oh. Okay. Well, we'll find out, I suppose. This ought to make the techno trolley, as long as we name it as such. It ought to make it possible to go over and interact with it and make it play music. So let's see.
Sweet.
That is Lauri. Speaker Prem. Actually, I'm just going to take that name in case it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
If player trigger. Debug. Syntax.
Yes, found it. Ah. It's pH neutral, that's what it was.
Is everybody on the floor? We put some synergy into this place. I want to ask you something. Are you ready for the sound of pH neutral?
That was possibly one of the best events that ever happened.
It does look really good from the video.
I said, I want to see you drunk.
Can you share that video somewhere? Do you have
Yeah.
a file or the link?
I'll put it in the chat.
I was at the fan, pH neutral.
Yeah. Hacker. That's some good sort of demo scene visuals as well.
I think if I rebuild, stop and start again, we should be able to. Which I've saved. Should be able to try and make the speaker program do something. Well, inevitably it won't do it, and then we have the.
Yeah, but we'll find out what went wrong. Yeah. AKA coding.
Mission object with name Lauri.
Mission object with name Lauri Speaker Prem.
That
Yeah.
is okay. Line
Attempt to index a nil value.
I think I know what that is. Probably. 147 is so that is because
Does it not need to be techno trolley, or do you need to create
I
it?
haven't rebuilt this. Oh no, that's not true. Yeah. But I haven't rebuilt this with a mission object. So I need to add
Yeah.
component mission object. Interaction to start with. Interaction style grab. Line scanning. So you have to scan it with your phone to make it. Make it play its music. We'll just do that. That should be it. And then I need to build the level. I think it might be better if we're going to play that in the background if I played the visuals for the
I just so recognise now. It's quite German heavy. Simple nomad. Good times.
Come on, Bill. Do you know what the sad thing is? I'm going to be the only person that's going to be able to hear whether it works or not.
I see.
I can just lie to you
Yeah.
and say it works.
Yeah, we'll take your word for it. It's like, oh yeah, it was good. It was amazing.
That's great. Like people at home listening to the stream will be able to, but yeah, there we go. Right, that looks like that has been built. It's close. No, it's filing shaders.
Yep, that's one of the points where I do realize sometimes how that I actually don't have a slow computer.
Because yours just whips through it all.
It's faster, but it's not that it's instant. Also, do you do this on actually a hard drive or an SSD?
I'm using an SSD.
I can't imagine using a spinning disk anymore for anything apart from backup. It's like,
Oh, I still have 4 spinning drives in my desktop.
Yeah,
I think one of the computers is still like the price of gigabytes per euro.
yeah.
But I also do have 2 8-terabyte hard drives in my computer and 2 3-terabyte hard drives.
Oh wow.
And I think 24 terabyte in SSD would be kind of expensive.
No, it would, yeah. I can't even imagine having that much space. I'm constantly deleting things because I can't be bothered to even connect my backup hard drive. It's
How
usually
big's
just
your
me-
SSD?
How
This
backups
one.
work, Lauri.
It's mostly just media I've downloaded. It's usually not things of value. This one is half of it's because I always keep Windows around in case I ever need it, and I end up never using it. So about 10 gigabyte gets wasted on that. CDC disk.
What? Loaded, no error. So
Oh, cool.
let's go run past Lauri, who's going to change.
Hey, you're not meant to be in here.
Change that voice. Hey, you're not meant to be in here. Lauri says. Racist.
So I think 160 gigabytes is the one on this. I've had a bigger one on a ThinkPad before.
My 160 gig
you
one
get
just
away,
died
did
on
you?
me if it's the Intel one.
Oh right, I see. I need to check that.
So yeah, I noticed that it actually tells you when it dies when you look into the smart values. But
Yeah.
you need to
Oh,
look.
sorry, it's 260. Where would it come up in boot scroll?
As riveting as that is, I I'm about
Yeah.
to actually.
All right, hold on.
make
Let's.
this
Yeah,
work.
sorry. Magic is happening. Yeah, sorry.
It
We'll
is
discuss
working.
hardware
You
problems
see
later.
how,
Yeah.
You see how his head is bent over, looking at the speaker.
That's because he's
frame?
interacting. Yeah.
Because it's now interactive,
Yeah.
which it wasn't before. So that is a good sign.
Nice.
So now.
Could you get something that would come up on screen saying you've started playing banging tunes?
I can
Well,
get-
even sound.
Well, it might be in the debug.log, but he should get his phone out now when I click to interact and make
Yeah.
it. Yep, scan.
Yeah, I
And
see.
it's playing upbeat techno-y music.
Nice. Hey, big success. Excellent.
So
Just gonna
what we need
confirm
to do
this with
now
my informants on the stream.
is send. That's good music as well. What we need to do is get that to send a world state change to Lauri AI and make him dance, which
Yeah.
is doable. I'm enjoying the tunes coming out of the techno trolley.
Yeah, then you possibly should share the sound from your desktop.
Well, I am sharing it with the stream, just not with you guys, because that would create a feedback loop.
Oh, I see. And then the universe would collapse. That would be no good.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad. I'm listening to the stream right now. That's not that bad.
Was Rich's reproduction of it quite accurate there? Bow, 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 bow. It just sounded like very fast sort of porn music. Bow, chicka, bow, wow, wow, wow. Not that I know. I mean, so I've heard.
Yeah, if my wife watched. Cool. Larry, we have the speaker frame making noise. That's
Banging. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. Saving the world is a sort of afterthought, but as long as we can.
Can
make
Lauri
some
trigger
banging
this?
Larry's NPC can't trigger it just yet. What I think we're going to do first is make Larry's NPC dance when we turn the music on. I think that's
Yeah. Let's do that.
Oh. First thing we want to do is make that mission alter an NPC world state, which, if I remember, there was some example AI.alter NPC world state. Yeah. Take the internal name. Oh, dang. Yeah. Music is good. It's got cowbell in it. Alright, Lauri.
Nice.
No cowbell.
I did actually have a cowbell attached to the techno trolley at one point, just because you know, because everything needs more cowbell.
I'm not surprised that like the other day this confused me so much on the stream when this music was just in the background. It's really good. I need to congratulate Jonas. He wrote this without me knowing.
Oh, no, nice. I'm tempted to jump on the stream quickly and listen to it.
Yeah,
I'll
by all
find
means,
the link.
stick it in your earbud.
Where was the link?
If you go twitch.tv/Samantha.
Yeah, sure. Complicated word we've made up
It's
spelling.
in the chat.
Yeah.
It's in the group chat.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Actually, I might actually have it saved in history. Yeah.
Looking up the AI bits here, we're going to go to alter NPC world state. Change the world state then. NPC AI. Character name state value. So yeah, that's fluid type. True or false? Dependent. Well, what we need to set up with that is we had played some tunes, didn't we? We actually danced to some tunes.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear the music though, it's pretty good. I quite like it. It's like sort of if elevator music mated with modem mated with a tent scene in an action film. With a cowbell, yeah.
Right.
Right, character name, I believe, is so your character now
Joe Harmon, attorney at law.
Lauri. So world state. I'm gonna turn those. Oh, I haven't set it up so
Huh.
there we go. Just turn it.
Where's my phone?
So, setting the world state danced, we need to then create an action that can set danced to true. Oh no. No, we need to set a goal that once danced to true. Top goal is going to fire that state of dance is true. Rest of these. Interrupts is true. Priority 90 on completion. We can leave. Early. Okay. I wonder how much of this is going to make. Well, we'll just see what we can get with it. We're gonna put some dancing on, obviously. So we've got drinking whiskey.
Have you got dancing actions already defined?
officials that have done something like that. So, just gonna tell you what. Actually gonna flutter some of this. Commenting all that out.
ID. Minä lainasin yhden näistä. Joo. Huomenna. Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Gesture. I think I've got some options for you for type of dance you want to do.
Oh right, okay. What are the options? Polka is my traditional dance of choice. Not really.
Pretty limited. Again, work in progress list. We've got dance, hip hop, dance, guitar, dance, salsa.
Yeah. Okay.
Salsa, I think the salsa
Give that.
is a
Yeah.
bit
Give
kind
that a
of,
go.
Julian Sonjesk.
What's dance guitar gonna look like? Are you doing like air guitar-y things?
It
Or?
is air guitar, yeah, which wouldn't work with
Yeah.
music, but we can then match it to you playing some heavy stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see one or the other, or
Well, I tell you what. Actually, I do have some funny audio lines because a while back, some shenanigans happened where we were using Google Translate and putting lines from hackers into Google Translate one evening when a few of us were together.
yeah, to translate them into another language, or to translate them back into English,
just
mashed
to
up.
get the robot lady to say them. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I've got the version of that saying hack the planet.
Nice. Yeah.
So maybe we can find a phrase. Let's go. Sound designer has done his job properly and tidied everything up. That's erroneous. I don't think we're
What's the problem? You can't find.
Can't find any of those silly.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Okay. We'll leave that for now. But, well, play laptop download. We'll just leave. Right. Got any needed required. Effect. So required would be done. Yeah.
But it's good that the developers are around.
It's just been a while since I've been ignoring having to write kind of interesting or complex things with the AI because you can end up in a bit of a rabbit hole kind of.
Yeah, I think when we're down to our regular stream, we should basically go through both of those things in one stream each.
Mm.
Yeah. What do you mean, as in setting up devices and setting up...
Setting up users, setting up devices, and setting up interactions.
Yep. Well, you know, probably not going to work anyway, to be honest, so it might be that we wrap up once I hit play and it doesn't work. We can listen to the technicals.
Hack the planet. Hack the planet.
There you go, exactly.
Hack the
like
planet. Hack the planet. Hack the planet. Hack the planet. Hack the planet. H. CCCamp. THTHTHD. THTHTHD.
I think at one point... someone put a load of shell code in. Like, so it's literally reading out kind of hex.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Hold on, that's some good code that I've got. Linux kernel module for dumping memory. I spent several hours day before yesterday writing a really long, stupidly long comment to a YouTube video with some physics ideas, and then inevitably my browser crashed, and this is very annoying. And it used to be in the past you could just cat your proc/kcore or your dev/mem to disk and then grep it for strings, and even if your browser had crashed, the text would still be in the physical memory. Apparently at some point some clever bastards at the Linux kernel decided to make this not possible as a security improvement. So then I furiously spent about an hour trying to get around this not being a thing you can do anymore, and it involves trying to install a loadable kernel module that re-implemented the interface, and then that didn't work, and I had to just be sad and give up on it. But it's very frustrating sitting in front of a computer that you know basically exactly how it works, and you know that somewhere on that 16 gigabytes of memory is a thing you spent several hours doing, and to find out that you can't get it back. So yeah, if I ever see Linus Torvalds, we're gonna have to have words about that. What have you done? You take away my memory, I take away your face. I can't even think what the benefit of not letting root access physical memory is. Like, what?
A shit ton of exploits.
Yeah, I suppose it's useful, but I mean, once you've got root, you can fuck up the kernel. You can do it.
Yeah, but you cannot easily fuck up other things, like for example, this whole bootloader bypass stuff or all the processor attack stuff went over.
Yeah.
So I do see a reason in there.
Especially
now
myself,
everything's
everything's containerized and virtualized, so you are actually trying to save higher level things.
And you're actually in the danger of breaking precisely this at that point.
Yeah, Ring Zero is not God, it is just another enemy. We can't trust anything.
Right, this is probably going to stop Lauri from chasing anyone.
You are. Court orders haven't worked for that.
So I guess we go to here, and we've got to switch your agent out for Lauri agent and guard agent. Deep as character type enemy. Should probably needs to. And then I'll make a new spawn point for you, Lauri. Instead of fly spawn, Lauri spawn.
You androids dream of electric sheep.
Thank you.
The androids dream of electric sheep.
Oh, I like the Indonesian one. Oh, you know, I've got.
English, though.
Yeah.
The androids dream of electric sheepy.
Sheepy. Okay, let's see what it sounds like in
The androids dream of electric sheep.
It's great.
That's not translating the language.
The androids dream of electric sheep.
I mean, imagine it does actually read Polish if you put Polish, but if you put English, it just does it in Polish accent. Let's see what. No, this isn't Google. This is some random ttsreader.com.
The androids dream of electric sheep.
So I have a library of those kinds of things, with lots of very funny quotes from hackers and whatever else. But I've lost all of the sound event names, so I'm going to have to dig that out.
Lauri Patrol, that sounds like a kids' TV show. Lauri Patrol. Where's that spliff? Oh my god, it's the government! Go Nazi batching.
Right, we've got your agent on. What do I need? Oh, I need to create in the scene. Create spawn point.
Yes. It is time in my life cycle to create spawn.
Lauri Patrol.
I think we could pitch this to ITV or something.
Okay, I think this might be ready for the moment of truth.
Ah, okay. Sighting.
Background. Networking tool. Download. Any errors? Errors.
Could not find spawn object for character. Masculine med, open shirt, enemy.
I haven't built the asset bundles again. I reprimanded a young modder on the Discord today when they were like, I can't get my mod to work, and they were like...
Because you didn't build it.
Yeah, they're like... And no, actually, I didn't even have to point it out. They were like, it would help if I built the mod.
No,
like,
see.
Yeah, it would help,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? In my snarky developer voice.
Yeah.
And I've done it 3 times on the live stream.
Le poisson, c'est tout. C'est tout.
Right, but yeah, so build level, changes detected. Even tried to tell me.
Someone has broken into
Lauri Patrol.
National Bank, the Federal Reserve, a 21st century thief
You listening to
breaking
Fox
into
News?
files not
It's ABC World News. It was when I was looking for that hacker song. These are the things that go. Hacker Group Anonymous hits Federal Reserve. I don't remember this.
into the National Bank, the Federal Reserve, a 21st century thief breaking into
A
files not into
21st century thief breaking into files instead of
It's
vaults.
the confusion on her face while she says files, not vaults.
Mysterious group Anonymous has struck again with a warning. This is just the beginning. BBC's senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas tells us
Senior
who
Justice
these people are.
Correspondent Diane Thomas.
This is the public face of Anonymous, the shadowy group behind the hacking attack on the Federal Reserve.
It never sounds like it just sounds fictional. It sounds like it is Richard
I think it
Gere.
was all fictional.
I guess.
It hasn't been
Does it
established that
actually
any of these.
mean something what they say?
What's that, McFly?
Does it actually mean something what they say? Like
Well,
for them, or was that also just like, I have no idea what I'm doing?
no, it's just a teleprompt. Absolutely. Put on your
Yeah.
voice, read teleprompt. Don't look.
But it's a particular style of American news broadcasting where it has this. You know, there was a thing, but it was a different thing. And it's that lilting kind of intonation. It's very staid and cliche. It's one of the things.
The one that,
I mean, that would be a
the
fun
one
show.
that has stayed with me for that is the Cops show. Like almost every. I mean, it's sort of like you could have probably made a drinking game out of it. Almost every kind of every other criminal or perp that they tried to chase down, or like the cops stopped and searched, it'd be like, and what did he find? Little baggies of crack cocaine. Little baggies.
Networking.
Oh yes.
Start.
I'm being subliminally told what to do. Thanks, McFly.
Citizens of the world, we have seen the erosion of due process.
A little bit.
We have seen a lowering of journalistic standards.
The dilution of constitutional rights.
Luckily, they fixed that after 2013.
A former member of Anonymous says, expect more attacks on the government.
All these big bankers and all these big rich people who have caused a lot of the problems we've had for the last few years are not getting prosecuted.
The FBI has
No, they fixed that. That's all better now.
You have to close the build and try again. Not watching.
had some success against suspected anonymous associates, arresting at least 20, including one man during this club.
I don't know
This-
how it all sounds like. Sounds like it's directly out of a 90s movie.
It kind of is.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
I'm now looking at. I'm now looking at Barrett Brown being taken down with Jamie watching on the
on the
tiny
live
chat.
stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
But finding and arresting members of Anonymous is challenging. For the FBI, each targeted computer network is a crime scene.
This computer network.
Can you imagine them putting up the yellow tape around a website saying you cannot access the Federal Reserve Bank? It is a crime scene.
Ducking the fingerprints. Right, let's try this.
Anonymous itself. Anonymous videos are also included. The video may contain embedded location information if the hackers do not scrub it out.
Because whenever you create a video in Adobe Premiere, that's not even activity comma points. That doesn't look right. Oh no, that's the names of the tables.
It's the key and the value. Okay, well, that's fixable. Cheat. Oh, God. I tell you what, let's just oh, crap. I'm not going to have a version of this that I haven't fixed. Problem. I need to make a newer build because they're out of sync with God.
Yep, that is always the situation. Like before, you had one problem, but if you get out of sync with your different development trees, now you have n problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's happened.
Move fast, break things.
Most dangerous hackers in history.
Right. Active. Yeah, let's just try. We're gonna try just breaking it until we make it. We're gonna switch Lauri's control points to activity points. Hope for the best. Lauri Love, where are you?
I am currently in orbit.
Right, we're just going to change this to active. It'll work. I'm sure it will. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this was never even actually properly implemented activity points either. Yeah. Let's try starting again. No error.
Oh, hello.
The bleepy bloop. Oh look, Lauri, you're sort of walking around in some bizarre circle. Yeah. Oh, you're doing the salsa dance already. That's no good.
I think I'm salsa dancing, maybe. Yeah. Or am I? I don't know.
Do it before.
Maybe I was just practicing it.
This is private property, mate.
For the tunage. You can't hold me back.
Well, the music's on, but you're not dancing. You've used your dance up already.
I've used my dance points, yeah.
Why is that? Alright, well that's some AI debugging for the future, but you saw yourself salsa dancing in the distance at least.
Yep, that's good.
I don't have an answer to what is that. Well, I think us being kind of, 2 hours and 40 minutes in, probably a good time to wrap up the stream, seeing it's been an extra long one. But we achieved some stuff. We got.
I think I've been thoroughly doxed. So
You've been thoroughly doxed. We've gotten the techno trolley playing some techno, and we got you dancing salsa, or doing a salsa dance.
Yeah.
Even without music on. But next time, we'll get on the side properly. And we'll probably have a version of you without a flashlight.
Yeah. Although I'm starting to feel quite attached to the flashlight. It's sort of like
Keep it.
yeah. Well, we could upgrade it to have a few other capabilities. You can keep it if you want your flashlight and your drones. You can keep it.
Cool. Well, that's that. I think.
Sweet.
I think we're kind of there or thereabouts. Oh, I've just seen that Tonsko's here. I think Tonsko is saying that the music is Apex Light. Like, yeah, it's kind of like a slightly happier Apex Twin. Like if Apex Twin wasn't,
if they had a good change of meds.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Well, thanks for popping along, Tonsko. Sorry that we missed you and didn't say hello when you first turned up. Manu said he's definitely up for writing personalities for getting him and Honkas to do that, so that's good. That's our kind of next thing, really, I guess, is getting more people to write personalities like we did with you today, Lauri.
Sweet.
So yeah, perfect. All right. Well, thanks again to everyone for watching. Thanks to those of you in the chat who've been good and said hello and given little thumbs ups to various bits and bobs along the way. And thank you very much, Lauri and McFly, for hosting with me again and helping me get some more off-grid goodness out to the world.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, it was fun. Didn't have to talk too much this time.
No, you didn't.
Lauri did that nicely for me.
Now that you've
Yeah, I guess already.
Now you've seen.
I expect a kickback for that, McFly. That's
No, that's fine. I had time to work on my sheet myself.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, soon enough we should be putting McFly into this as well. So yeah, you need to get your character sheet all ready for that.
Yeah, that was mostly filled out now.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that kind of leaves us there. As always, like and subscribe on the various channels. We need as many Twitch followers as possible. We need people wishlisting Off-Grid, and if you happen to be watching this and haven't been made aware, Off-Grid is part of the Steam Games Festival right now, which means that you can download a free copy of it for, I think there's another 3 or 4 days left. So you've got 4 days in which to play the Off-Grid demo. It's obviously a work in progress. As you can tell, I can't remember half the code base, so it's not finished, that's for sure. Yep, there'll be bugs, but hopefully you'll enjoy it. Drop by the Discord and give us some feedback. When are we on next, McFly? In 2 weeks' time, do you reckon?
I think in 2 weeks will be next time period.
Yeah.
That gives me time to fix some smaller things.
What we might do, Lauri, if you're up for it, is do the pub on Sunday, kind of basically beers streams. We can try and maybe get you dancing properly on Sunday, actually.
Okay. Okay, in the game, right? I was imagining VPub with some sort of motion tracking thing to replicate my terrible dance moves for the game. But no, let's stick to the ones you've got.
I mean, at some point we will do that because I do have a little motion capture suit.
Yeah, that will be fun. Well, when I can actually come visit you, which hopefully is not too far in the future.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, let's plan for that. For those of you who are watching tonight from wherever, we've got another stream Saturday night. That's quite a big one because that's scheduled on the Steam calendar. So that'll be a let's play. We'll probably just play through the demo like we did the other night and have some chats. And yeah, Sunday night we'll try and get Pathfinder along. We'll get, hopefully Lauri, if you're free, we'll get you along again.
Yep.
McFly, if you're up for just something a bit kind of like this, a bit kind of hangout-y, a bit just chats and finding things to laugh about.
Yeah, I think I have nothing in my calendar on Saturday, so let's see.
Cool. I'll look forward to catching you soon.
Cool. Night, yep, good night everyone, up the rebels and hack the planet.
Good night.
Planet.